A never-before-seen photograph has reignited the debate as to the fate of famed pilot Amelia Earhart. She vanished while attempting a round-the-world flight 80 years ago. The photo was found in the U.S. National Archives by retired U.S. Treasury agent Les Kinney and the subject of a new History Channel documentary titled Amelia Earhart: The Lost Evidence. It shows what appears to be a Caucasian woman sitting on a dock in the Marshall Islands. Earhart and her navigator Fred Noonan were last seen taking off in her twin-engine Lockheed Electra on July 2, 1937 from Papua New Guinea. They were en route to tiny Howland Island, some 2,500 miles away in the Central Pacific.
You actually believe this? Like, we never went to the fucking moon, dude. It's so obvious. It's retarded if you believe we went. Like, it's literally retarded. If you can look at the footage that I'm about to put below and believe we still went, you are fucking retarded. And they'll end a friendship over it. Like
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Kilometers.
Separated.
The strap-ons have separated, which will burn till 1 minute 50 seconds.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made from the White House. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you have done. For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives. And for people all over the world, I am sure that they too join with Americans in recognizing what an immense feat this is. Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world. And as you talk to us from the Sea of Tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and
Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. Therefore let no man glory in men. For all things are yours, whether Paul or Apollos or Cephas, or the world, or life, or death, or things present, or things to come, all are God's.
I want you to look. These numbers kind of differ. They range from the low 30s.
Relax. This is Earth Radio. And now here's human music.
Go ahead and turn the radio on, and I'll let you listen to our transmissions as we go over the U.S.
Human music.
November Alpha 1 CRC.
I like it.
And will they get dressed up in sweaters?
Was flat.
I really
Senator, I have to
hate
get back to you on
wearing
that one. I'm not
sweaters
familiar
and...
with that study.
Myself included, flat earthers.
The world was flat.
Earth, 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 yep, 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 Earth, Earth, yep, 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 yep. Yep, 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 yippee, yippee, Earth, 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 yippee, 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 Earth, 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 yippee, yippee. Earth.
The world was flat. I think the world was flat.
Senator, I'd have to get back to you on that one. I'm not familiar with that study.
Decision. Instead, you've chosen to travel the country calling people like Jonathan Isaac and others, myself included, flat earthers. And yet you travel the country calling people flat earthers and quit lying to people about the Israel study actually showing it better.
Whether it's from Israel, from the U.S., or wherever else, they have used the facts that have been provided through the rigorous research that's been done. 660-odd thousand Americans and more.
The science is against you on this. The science is clear.
The world was flat.
We find that very insulting.
The world was flat. I think the world was flat.
Senator, I'd have to get back to you on that one. I'm not familiar with that study.
Myself included, flat earthers.
The world was flat. The world was flat. I think the world was flat.
Senator, I'd have to get back to you on that one. I'm not...
Just gone, flattened, and all that stuff. So you can only just imagine what that must have done to the way they were in their lives. And Pete...
And I can't do this short, I'm afraid. I can't do this in sound bites.
And not use any gadgets or little sample.
Thanks for watching.
Anything like that, which I didn't want to use any of that. I just wanted to make it all played by hand. Ding-a-ding.
You can't lay him down conditions like that.
Okay, I'll only consider taking part if I can sing my political song.
Sheldon, you can't sing all coppers are Freemasons. It's not that sort of thing, man. Come on, Sheldon. You know you're really good on the steel drums. Everybody says so.
Crew Procedures Simulator is used to train them to make split-second go, no-go decisions during launch.
Poll numbers on his job performance on key issues have plunged to the lowest since he has taken office. Listen to this. Pew Research Center found President Biden's approval rating at just 33%.
1, 2, 3.
It strikes me you're kind of feeling like the shop. What I meant to say was you don't like to shop at all.
Exactly. You know what it is? I talk to the audience like I talk to my friends. People here shop some people. But I just think that to talk to the audience, conversation is better than putting on an act. Particularly since I work with
I'm sorry we had to be so cautious, but we have to be safe from a national security standpoint.
Oh, I quite understand, but there's nothing to worry about. We haven't had a Russian spy in here in at least 2 weeks.
degrees. A projector set at 90 degrees from the camera would project the background footage onto the mirror, which in turn would reflect it onto the Scotchlight screen. The camera would then film both actors and the background through the transparent side of the two-way mirror. Unfortunately, this method meant that little or no movement could be given to the actors themselves.
Is it the retract? I mean, it might be. It looks like there's some kind of a clever thought.
I'm Rod Sterling. Remember your first real job? Remember the interview the first day, the first mistake, the first 2 seconds? Now imagine the whole world is brand new. Imagine that you're starting again. These films are for anyone.
Hey, it's me, Destin. Welcome back to Smarter Every Day. We're at NASA's Neutral Buoyancy Lab.
They were filmed in the real world, and they capture real feelings, anxiety, frustration. These films are a realistic guide for the innocent beginner. What's it like in a work situation? How might he handle himself in a work routine, a stress situation? What if he's anxious and unsure? He'll discover in his film that he's not alone. In this series, the new worker will experience the human reality of an organized work structure. He'll see ambition, individuality, self-confidence, job discipline, and personal communication demonstrated, explained, and most importantly, encouraged. These films can provide maximum impact if used as supplemental aid to existing training and indoctrination programs. And because of their objective character, they permit the transmission of very valuable experience without the obvious constraints of personal concentration. Teacher to pupil, employer to employee, supervisor to subordinate.
Yeah.
Not everyone can read or...
Ladder,
Yeah, no worries. No problem.
It's going to be a little different for you. 1-2K per crew. Oh, really? Instead of how you're
So the
going
key
now?
man has arrived.
Yeah, they took me off my...
Thank you. Thank you. So this is the GH bath suite. Wow. Is there any significance to the color blue, or is that just you had to pick a color? Cheapest paint, love it. As a Scotsman, I approve. I'm having some focus issues. Oh no, it's come back. It's come back. So this is the what do you call this room? Lodge room.
The rocket and jet engine-powered lunar landing training vehicle is used to simulate the critical lunar landing. Simulators are used to train astronauts to work in the 1/6 gravity on the surface of the moon.
You better walk out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why.
The astronauts fly the translation and docking simulator to perform the critical rendezvous and docking of the lunar module and command module in lunar orbit.
With any 1150 Vanderbilt purchase at Macy's.
Another brand eater. Yep. Hope you're hungry. Because it takes 4 bowls of all brand to get the vitamin nutrition in 1 bowl of Total.
He's been brand washed.
Total's a good source of brand fiber.
And now, our feature presentation.
The Australian Television Network and Associated Stations presents The Bert Newton Show!
If the Earth was flat, don't you think cats would have already pushed everything off of it by now?
Las Vegas must be someplace if Caesar moved his palace there.
What are you doing?
Catching up on the 20th century.
You read the whole encyclopedia?
Uh-huh. From cover to cover to cover to cover to cover to cover. What's this? A baseball? Bowling ball? Cinderella's ball?
No, it's a globe of the earth.
Get back. You mean the earth isn't flat? I must have missed that part.
Boy, he has been in that lamp a long time.
I gotta check this out.
Keep us locked up in this cage.
People are strange to a flat earther. Space station's ugly when you know you're enclosed. Basin seem wicked, NASA unwanted. Streets are all even on flat ground.
The following is a story from one of our unfortunate writers. During the holidays, I traveled back home to see my mom for what I thought was going to be a fun break, but things turned a bit sour one evening when she broke some important news to me. The Earth is flat, she announced, speaking in a serious tone, usually reserved for matters of life and death. What on earth are you talking about? I said to her. And again, she told me the planet was actually flat, and all these years we've been lied to. The fact is indisputable, she said, immutable, incontestable, and she knew that because she'd been doing a lot of reading on the internet. Okay, I told her, state your case. This is how our conversation went. Okay, she said, firstly, you don't know that I'm wrong because you've never observed the Earth as a whole. From where you stand anywhere on Earth, the world will seem flat to you. That's a fact. I peered out the window. She was right about that. Things did look pretty flat out there. Was the entire world just one big whopper? So that's it, I said. Just because I can't observe the entire thing, it must be flat? No, she replied. That's just my starting point. And stop smirking. This is deadly serious. At that point, an image flashed through my mind of my mother surrounded by men in white coats coaxing her to take her daily medication. Okay, I said. I haven't personally been up so high that I saw the spherical Earth, but other people have, and they have seen the Earth. You can actually see it rotating on its axis. We've measured the diameter of the thing, and it's approximately 7,900 miles, or to most people living on this non-flat Earth, 12,700 kilometers. There are images of this big ball all over the place. All lies, she said. Those books have been lying to you. The videos and the photos have been manipulated. She said the Earth is flat like in ancient myths where a turtle carries it on its back. And what we observe in the sky is not what we think. What encompasses the Earth is actually a firmament dome, she said. NASA has lied to us and is in on the conspiracy. But that doesn't mean all scientists know the truth, only that they have too bought into this spherical nonsense. She said during the Cold War the conspiracy got going and billions of dollars were spent on space exploration. This money is still being wildly spent and you, my son, are paying taxes and funding this rubbish. People have been getting incredibly rich because you take movies like Apollo 13 seriously. You're telling me Tom Hanks is in on the conspiracy? No, she replied, and don't get funny, you know what I mean. Okay, I said. I have one word to say to you. Seasons. Expand, she said, trying to sound scholarly. We have different seasons all over the world, ergo the sun's rays are hitting different places and they're making places hotter or colder. Those rays hit different parts of the Earth, and so when it's winter in one place, it's summer in another place. If the Earth were flat, all the Earth would have is the same season all at the same time. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know this. She told me that the sun just moves around a flat Earth, so it hits certain places at certain times. She then went to get a plate out of the kitchen and began moving an orange around it. She said the sun and the moon were the same size, and she said the sun, that orange she was holding, rotates around the North Pole, which is actually in the middle of the flat Earth. But Mom, I said, the sun is much bigger than the moon and that is observable. That orange plate thing doesn't really mean anything. I also explained to her that if this theory were true, then New York and Los Angeles would see the sun set and rise at the same time, which is not true. There is a time difference, so when it's evening in New York, it's afternoon in LA. How can that be? She told me I'm an ignorant fool, but didn't answer my query. This was quite strong language for my mom. It seemed to me that all those hours she had spent arguing online had made her quite intolerant to opposing ideas. Dare I say it, I was offended by her breach of familiar decorum. Okay, I said, once I unruffled my feathers. What's at the edge of this flat world, and why don't things just fall off? She told me that surrounding the Earth is a giant...
You could skip this ad, but don't skip the part that can help you get the job.
It's great to see that you're out enjoying life now as you normally... I'm okay. Did the room start to spin there, or was that me?
Out. Oh, gosh.
Well, maybe somebody should clear up the use of the word theory, since gravity is a theory, too, but nobody doubts it, does he? Hi, I'm Dick Cavett, and
you're not...
It's like valleys and mountain peaks. Without them both, the world would be flat and uninteresting. It's like valleys and mountain peaks. Without them both, the world would be flat and uninteresting.
Witnessing the opening of the crate. This first got delivered here. I don't know. She said, "I'm not telling," and so I didn't have time to open it because I didn't have power tools to open this box that came to my office. Gets you off of Earth into space to another world.
Oh, you're not really good at that.
Whoa. It's not heavy. It's my rocket. Yes, it's heavy, but it doesn't matter. It's the Saturn V rocket. Are we clear? Now, just so you understand, I don't think you understand how big this is. See these rocket nozzles at the bottom? There are 5 of them, hence the Saturn V. There are 5 of these. You would be about this tall standing next to them.
And you have to kind of swim on top of that. It's a very strange kind of new gravity. And stuff in this other world as well.
Find out that I have a theory. NutraSweet ruins your memory. You know? And that's why they put it in everything. You know?
But then if you ask him, if you say to them, like guy says, I wanted to tell you about, and he forgot, and you say, well, did you just have a diet soda?
I don't remember.
He's going to say, I don't remember.
That's right. That's your proof.
Yeah, and there's your proof, right? Well, when you have
I love football, or soccer.
From a form of experiments. Many people will say,
today, the United States plan to claim a whole planet through the most extraordinary expedition of our time, a flight through space by rocket ship.
I hereby claim Mars in the name of the United States of America.
Baddest adventure that ever happened
with our control teams, and I really...
Approach was very spectacular. So.
Control teams, and I really
above it, so that you had the horizon, the lunar module, rarely be seen again, and I remember that most vividly.
I think for me the most memorable time may not have been one that the happening I was most aware of.
And I really
created by combinations of volcanism and meteorite impact. Rather than answering many questions, I think it raised many more questions. But certainly our level of understanding was immeasurably increased.
And I really
is a lot more important than excellence in a particular field. Excellence in whatever field they feel suits them best.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Give it up for the band. That sounded great in the back.
You like that?
You know what? When they were playing that last song, my white guy classic started kicking in. I was saying to myself, go along with me. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. Shut up.
Little did I
I know. I mean, we all know you can rap. Who knew you did Joan Jett, too?
Oh, I got my take. He's broken wings.
I know, you like that one?
Come to me.
This is like some kind
I see your truth.
Wow.
He's a man eater.
I got all the notes and everything. Wow, yeah, I love it. You really should think about recording a full album of a song, of ballads, you know? 80s hits.
White guy classics.
The last time you were here, I want to thank you again. You filled in for me as host of the show when my son was out.
How is your son, by the way? Is good?
My son is doing great. How is your son doing? Your son had heart surgery as well.
My son is excellent.
Great.
During that time. During the time, it was very traumatic.
Yeah.
On the way to the surgery, I was very nervous. So this is a story I've made.
Is he getting playing for UCLA this season? Oh, so he is really well. Yeah, well, that's great. I'm very glad to hear that. Now, your son got something. He got another procedure done. He got a tattoo on his calf of his father. Now, how old is your son?
19.
Did he go to you and say, I'd like to do this, or he just didn't tell you about it?
Well, when my boys, when they get 18, he's a man, he's a adult.
This is the photo that this is based on. Now, this is one of your best games ever, right? This was Game 7, 2000 against Portland.
So he was 2 years old.
Okay.
So that's the first thing, that's the first thing he ever said to me. Like, we can talk. So, we get in the game and they're down, and then, Big Shot, Kobe, Big Shot probably start to come back, and then Kobe throws me the great live. I catch it down. I was like, I won, baby.
Oh, geez, I have the wrong picture. You were pointing at your son here.
Yes.
Now, why was your son off in the nosebleed seats?
Because I couldn't afford the force.
Who will be better this year, the Lakers or the Clippers? What do you think?
Listen, I gotta go with the Lakers. LA,
It is going to be a lot of fun.
But I'm Lakers.
You're a Lakers guy, and you think, when you're saying that, because you're biased for the Lakers, or because you just think that they're
when the Lakers have bad time,
If you're playing right now, which team would you rather be on?
Not one of those teams.
I wouldn't know Milwaukee or something?
I'm from the era where guys wanted to compete and beat each other, so I would wait to see who's teaming up and doing that. I would go.
YouTube thing, and somebody was talking about how they think it's actually possible that the world is flat.
Thanks to modern editing techniques, we can use existing footage to
go with the flat Earth.
Seamless, huh?
Yeah.
Got it. So, have you decided on what you're gonna eat?
Hello, there's no pictures. Wow, you're a really bad listener.
Harper said we'd be perfect for each other. I wonder what made her think that.
Are you a flat earther too?
Oh, I fall off the edge right now.
Yeah, but it's separated. The lines are different, right?
Right. What year is that? That's pre-68?
The front says 75.
Huh. Well, this is all Swiss cheese these days. West Bank.
I have an old atlas in the van, and it's from the 60s, and it's got a whole part on how we know the Earth is round.
Is this your business?
Mm-hmm.
How's it going?
Pretty good, actually. It's been quite good.
But I'll tell you how I feel about school, Jerry. It's a waste of time. Bunch of people running around, bumping into each other. Guy up front says 2 + 2. People in the back say 4. Then the bell rings. They give you a carton of milk and a piece of paper that says you can go take a dump or something. I mean, it's not a place for smart people, Jerry. I know that's not a popular opinion. That's my 2 cents on the issue.
Pustafazul. She's around, she's a firm, she's a fully packed. She's around the back of my head. She's flat like your head.
You have probably seen this image, other known as the blue marble, hundreds, if not thousands of times. It was taken almost 50 years ago, during the Apollo 17 mission, yet it is the only picture of the whole round Earth that was snapped by a human being. In order to see Earth as a globe, you have to be at least 32,000 kilometers away from it, and only 24 humans have ever gone that far into outer space. They were the crews of 9 Apollo missions between 1968 and 1972. But only 3 astronauts saw Earth as a perfectly round globe, since you have to be in a perfect position between Earth and the Sun. Other men saw our planet partly in shadow.
Blue marble phenomenon affecting people all over the world, in every country, in every part of the world. Blue marble refers to the iconic image of the Earth in the first photograph of the whole complete Earth, cloudless, taken in the Apollo mission in 1972.
I believe that what this country set out to do was something that was going to be done sooner or later, whether we set a specific goal or not.
You have probably
not
seen this
everybody
image.
can be a robot
You have
polisher.
probably seen this image.
I thought I left that bitch off. Wait, why? Put it on. But I already